Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another good night here at SVSU Cardinal Esports. Tonight we have League of Legends, SVSU Blue, I believe, playing against U of M Flint, and we're trying to tie up the series here. I mean, there's no series within League of Legends, but so far we're unfortunately down 1-2 against the U of M teams throughout this week. Are we? I saw in the match results there was 2 Valorant losses. Oh, did we? Okay. Okay, so we are even 1-1. We are trying to take up on the series. My mistake, everybody. But we have a very interesting night ahead of us. We should be getting into draft here soon, hopefully. Just waiting to hear on each of the waiting to hear from the players themselves and see what we're going to be getting into.
I think it's gonna be a great match tonight. Looking at we played against U of M Flint last year, won them very well. Good match. Looking at team comp that they're running, that SVSU is gonna be running today, I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're definitely much more well versed in team comps than I am. I'm fairly brand new to League of Legends. I have a little bit of Pokemon Unite experience, but not a whole lot, just enough to keep me going. And I talked to the players beforehand. They seem pretty confident in the team comp that they want to run, and they also have some backup plans just in case their original plan gets thwarted with a ban. And it seems that they definitely feel very well rounded for tonight's match.
Oh, absolutely. You have to have backup plan with League. You know, something's going to get banned. You never get the comp that you want. But like they have a real solid plan, and it's it.
Definitely. I heard some talk through the grapevine that there's some bands that they're definitely expecting to see.
Jump right into it.
Jumping into it.
SVSU has banned Kha'Zix and Brand.
Senna ban.
Has banned Senna. Also, I'm Ravon, and
I am Pash. Making my debut in the stream team career.
Going to the second ban for U of M Flint now. They're hovering over Mordekaiser. Probably going to keep it.
Yeah, definitely a likely ban.
Yep. Good ban, though. SVSU is going to take her third ban being Bard. Pretty strong champ right now. Taking their third ban. They're taking their time. Might be trying to stall out a little bit to decide a team comp. Nope. Right for a Misfortune ban.
Definitely looks like they're trying to counter Ronan on that one.
He very strong on the Misfortune. I know they talked about playing Misfortune tonight.
Definitely, and I know I heard Ronan talk about how he's been practicing Misfortune a lot lately.
First pick coming from SVSU. Okay. I've heard talks that they might be playing at top or jungle, so we'll see. We are going to see Callista of M Flint. That I have heard that is their ADC does play Callista primarily and is in Emerald playing primarily Callista. Oh.
Switching.
Yeah, might see a Kale.
Oh, Callista locked in.
Yep. I don't know why they wouldn't take it.
If it's a comfortable move for him, I wouldn't tell him to do anything different if I was their coach.
Absolutely. Pick.
Only seems like there might be some discussion in the
Rom, second pick from U of M Flint. Solid pick. Second pick comes from you. What else did they say they were gonna have tonight? Expected.
Definitely pretty much usual. Urgot, Ornn, or Rumble from Nums. Sport Geek could either run J4. I mean, well, he's probably running Maokai. I'd say that's Sport Geek's running in the jungle.
We have an Ashe. Solid pick right now. Could even be flexed into being the Sport. I know Ashe has about this last half of a year been more in a support than an ADC position.
Do you reckon you'd see Luna running the support or running Ashe then, most likely?
What I've heard, I think they talked about doing an ADC.
Okay.
But it could be support as well. Be a Leona support. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I like seeing that. That's a branch out for Luna. I think that's a good champ.
Yeah, it's not one of the ones listed on the usual played ones, so definitely interesting to see how they're gonna what tricks they've got up their sleeve and how they plan to capitalize.
You could even be flexed into a top lane. I mean, just for a solid top laner.
Yeah, who knows?
You rarely see it, but it could be.
Hey,
We're going to see a Viego jungle.
we've seen weirder. We've seen weirder.
I do like seeing that. I like Viego. Viego's cool. I know SV talked about playing it in jungle today. Second round of bans. Starting with you and Flint.
Horn ban, right?
Yep, that's Ornn. Right now, I would say he's in the top 3 for top laners. It's just tears it up.
Definitely. I saw last semester when I was running stream, there was a lot of Ornn picks. It seemed like a very comfortable legend pick for SVSU. Definitely makes sense as to why they would ban that legend.
Fourth ban. Something. Time. A Galio ban. I think Galio's a good pick. I don't think it's a bad ban or a bad pick to take.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
something I tend to see if people play it, they're pretty good on it.
Yeah, definitely. It's not usually a pick that is just kind of thrown out there for no reason. I mean, granted, in League of Legends, there's no pick that's thrown out there for no reason, but
Oh, no.
it's one of those legends where if you see him, they're generally very comfortable with him.
Sure. That ban's also a very good one. I don't know where he places right now ranking wise. I don't think there's been a bad patch with him. And then we're gonna see a Malphite ban for coming from SV. I think it's
Yeah, we see that ban quite often on our end.
Malphite's just a strong pick. Second round of picks coming from Flint. Have a mid laner and a top laner. I think any of those teams can flex. So, yep, a Vigar. Solid pick. Taking the Lux.
Taking Lux. Probably Win going to be running it, I assume.
Yep. That is his main, so he's going to take it. It's an easy comfort pick for him. He has something like 200, 300,000 mastery on Lux.
Oh, definitely. And I'd be willing to bet that Win's probably pretty happy there in the room after they got through the final set of bans and Lux didn't get banned, because I saw Lux getting banned almost every game last season.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they didn't get banned. Erectin top. That's a pick.
That's interesting. I'm excited to see how that's going to work.
I am too. Top lane coming from.
Oh, we got 5 seconds. Got to see one here soon. Darius.
Darius top. I'm excited to see it. Don't see Darius top very often.
Not too often. I don't think I saw him picked even once last season.
Darius is a very hit or miss champ. You either kind of go off or you don't do a whole lot. Not a very.
Okay.
You can have a very middle of the road Darius, but it's not very often.
More often than not, it ends up kind of min-maxing, where it's either they're the biggest threat on the team or they're not a threat at all and almost a pushover.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, interesting.
I'm excited to see this.
Now we just see an instant replay of the ban, just in case any of us forgot with memory issues.
We'll say that is one thing that it doesn't look like, with it being such a, for anybody hasn't kept up on new enemy camp, new jungle camp, Void Grubs spawn 3 minutes.
And I've heard
they take over the game if you get them.
Yeah, I've heard there's a science to taking the Void Grubs. Usually it ends up being a trade-off where one team will take Void Grubs and the other one takes Drakes. But if you don't end up getting, was it 5 out of 6 of those Void Grubs?
Yes, you need 4 out of 6.
Okay, so 4 out of 6 you get the 1 Void Mite, and then if you get all 6 you get 2 Void Mites, correct?
You get a damage over time for the first 3.
Okay.
And then after that, if you get all 6, 5 or 6, I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm just getting them.
Yeah.
That you spawn Void Grubs when you go to attack a tower.
Right, right.
Which is such a massive difference in gameplay now.
Definitely, because they act as minions. The towers take aim at those void grubs or the void mites first.
Yep. Damage over time on towers is just gone. Honestly, Diego is really the only one I see here that honestly is going to be good at contesting the void grubs. SV doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't have a very good like contesting. Okay, yeah, sure, he can go jump in if Diego's trying to do grubs, but not gonna be able to really fight much.
Right. I could be wrong, but they seem like a rather squishy team.
They're squishier. I mean, Renekton's pretty tanky. We have Leona. Leona's not squishy either, but that's a that's a good rotation.
Right.
Let's go all the way up to your top lane, rotating for that, especially that early on. I think that's a big part of why they banned the Galio. Galio can just bolt straight up to the pit and take them.
Yeah, that definitely can be a huge shift of momentum in a game like this.
Not that it's favored towards University of Michigan Flint, but I think they have better chance of getting the grubs in a goal contest.
Okay.
But I think SV can, wipe out a few of the players and then just go take it.
Yeah, we have some unique strategies when it comes to contesting camps and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they've noticed that they're not as effective with their legend pick on the actual contest, and so they have different strategies to try and combat it. But talking to them, it seems like their main first off strategy, I mean, I guess everybody's main first off strategy at this point is going for those void grubs. And one player was talking to me about how oftentimes you get a set of 2 void grubs traded off for a set of 2 drakes, and it seems on paper to even up, but the drakes is more of a gamble because they're different elements. Can't stack the buffs.
Yeah. My personal opinion, I think the void grubs, they're just too strong. I mean,
Absolutely.
having to fight for that early on changes the game way too much.
Right, because they just spawn at 5 minutes flat, like the break. 3 minutes. Oh,
3 minutes.
So they spawn in with the first round, about 10 seconds after the first round of jungles.
Yep. You'll finish up that. Might have 30 or so seconds to go. Roam, do something. You gotta get right to them.
Yeah, because I know the wolves and crabs and all that, they all spawn in around 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
So.
Definitely. Playing mid lane now. I mean, definitely. I don't like having to be able to have to rotate up just that early on.
No, absolutely. I mean, even before a lot of league in general, but a lot of higher level league was fought a little bit around the towers, but many times around those camps, around Baron and around Drake. Those objectives are huge.
Objective-based game. I mean, you want to go for objectives.
Exactly. So many people focus on that gold difference, and it is a very good telltale of who's doing better at the objectives. But just getting one big objective can completely change the game. It could be denying that second set of void grubs so they can't get the void mites. It could be stealing a Baron power play. There's so many different shift of momentum.
You couldn't get a Baron off that because Baron won't be up at the same time.
Right, it'll be up at 20.
Yep. Both of those will be. You'll finish both of those. What's it, about 9 minutes? I think you'll be done with void grubs, and then Herald will spawn right after that. Herald change. You can now pilot the Herald.
So it's not just you don't have to be a first class pilot just to be able to send it accurately at a tower.
Nope. Yep. You get to guide it right to the tower, and the farther it goes, the more damage it does.
I tell you what, any level of league gameplay, there's always good fun in watching a montage of failed Baron throw, or not Baron throws, but failed Herald throws. Yeah, I just completely drew a blank. They're always fun to watch. Everybody's favorite part of the match, the 3-minute spectator delay. Little yap sesh.
I'm kind of.
Wonderful resources. Power of technology. About 30 seconds to go before the match begins. We're checking up stats on the updated Rift Herald and getting some accurate information too.
Though that is one thing I wish we could see, the new in Molder, ADC Dragon, pretty cool. Not too good, but I definitely want to play him. I think next week we'll be able to start seeing him in competition. We might actually see him because I heard there's offs coming.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's plenty of legends where when they're first released, they'll either be completely broken or they'll be completely underpowered. And more often than not, when a new legend is, there'll be a buff or a nerf shortly after to help even things out. But when it comes down to it, more often than not, every legend usually ends up pretty on a level playing. You have a couple outliers, but
Curious to see if we see it. I haven't heard if RB team big on invading. I know they play really safe in the bot lane.
invading like for enemy jungle buffs. Or...
Yep, no, right at the start of the game.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I have like
Okay, interesting.
30 seconds until
And then you kind of end up at the same place as if you were to take your own camp. Maybe some players that wouldn't be going for that camp get a little bit of a boost, but what's more important is that the enemies are hindered.
yes. So you see, like right there, they went first.
Yeah.
Nobody died. I don't think anybody's running the first strike rune. Give gold if you hit first. But the Viego had to go recall because he's half dead, and that's really important to keep your health up, especially on Viego. I don't think Viego has enough healing this half dead. And nope, Viego also could be noted is running Ghost. Not a bad decision because he has all.
So then would Ghost give you invisibility similar to being in the tall grass, or how does that work?
Lets you move through minions, and it is off. It's still, I believe it's 30%, and it scales up to 5 as well as.
Okay.
Last, I think it's 3 seconds. Yep.
And that still can be huge if somebody's running away from you and they just have that little sliver of health left. It can be a free kill.
Absolutely.
Granted, you also have to worry about taking the gamble of maybe they have a teammate hiding in the tall grass. They're ready to finish you off. But
absolutely. I mean, there's one thing since the start of our esports program till now, our B team has gone from probably silver gold average to starting to get to plat. Okay. So jungle tracking and being able to tell where people are on the map is generally pretty common now. Doesn't mean that everybody can do it at all times.
Yeah. That's what makes League of Legends an interesting esport to cover rather than other esports. Is you look at games like Valorant, Super Smash Bros, or Rocket League, and it's very based on if you can get the correct inputs at the right time and learning combos and everything. And League of Legends has insane combos, but on top of that, there's the economy that you could compare to like Valorant or CS, and those are obviously more modern games, but it takes a little bit from every game and then becomes this complicated masterpiece. And so the difference between mid-level and high-level gameplay is just being able to manage all those different resources at once, and it's a very impressive feat.
Absolutely. It's one thing that, everybody memes on is that like low-level players and high-level players won't buy wards. It's completely for different reasons. That like a low-level player doesn't buy because they think it's gold. But also a high-level player also going to agree. Mid-level players and not buy it. You need to buy it. It's so important to be able to track people. Once you get to a certain point, you should be able to track.
Right, and
we are going to see first blood here on Darius. I believe it. 2 flashes. SV has used their top and jungle flash, which I think was a worthy trade for a kill on the Viego. But Darius blew Ghost and Flash to try and get away. Very worthwhile trade.
Definitely, definitely.
The Vigar also completely. I mean, he was forced to recall. Had no health.
Yeah, I think down to maybe a 10th, almost even a 20th at that point. It was a very close situation.
We're seeing
for
a
him.
fight here in bot lane. Might see a kill on Ashe. I mean, he got knighted. No, she should. But Leona.
Yona definitely took a beating to
She,
save that Ashe.
If Kalista would have pulled out her spears, probably would have. I don't think it would have been enough for a full kill, but
It definitely could have made things pretty detrimental to that
Yes,
Leona to
yep.
try and retreat.
don't know because Kalista is the most popular champ. Throw spears, stack into the champion, pull him out, and it deals a certain amount of damage. Pretty high skill level champ because you have to be able to. She has an additional dash while she attacks.
Okay. So then are those spear throws or those skill shots?
No, nope. She does have one skill that is you that throws a spear,
Okay.
and if she kills the target that has the spear, because it can be a minion as well that
Okay.
transfers all the spears onto the next person based on the amount. Oh, gank on the Darius. He might be able to do something.
Yeah, they might be able to. Oh. Definitely looks like they're going to be able to take him out. Yep.
Goes Darius.
Yeah, good gank on SVSU's part. Another
Absolutely.
fight over on the bot lane.
Might see the Ashe dead. Yep. Oh, I see the. Might throw an off
Unfortunately.
spear. Linking the spears.
Yeah.
We are gonna see SVE
Taking those
taking-
void grubs.
I think they got all three. There's no way they can pass that.
Yeah, the closest one is the Vigar, and even he just definitely couldn't make it.
Even without the knowledge, like I mean, it should have been pretty apparent.
Like U of
How
M is
things
going to
went.
be taking that bottom Drake. We may see a steal there. I'm seeing one of our players is posted up down at the bottom.
Well,
Oh no, that's
that their team are guarding Forest Field. I would trade a Chemtech Drag, even one Void Grub any day.
yeah. There's very few dragons that one would argue like a Inferno dragon. One would definitely say could be a good trade off for void grubs due to that attack boost.
We are seeing what could potentially be another gank on top lane. Okay, sitting in the bush up there, recalling, but Grace pushes up too much. He might.
A little bit of a team fight here.
Playing the bot lane. Yeah, I don't think there was any dragon that's favored toward any team. There's no mountain really isn't gonna be particularly amazing on it. Max Tech isn't good here. I mean, you always want to get the dragon because it's always a good buff, but nobody needs it.
Exactly. There's not very many dragons that would be like, well, I would rather take that over the void grub.
Oh, absolutely.
At this point in time, at least until the next patch comes out or anything, void grubs are the meta, and I feel like you need it. Whoever takes void grubs, especially if you can get 4 of them or even more for that sake, it gives you a very good shift of momentum.
I personally, I think Void Grubs are better than Baron. I mean, for some people, that just be having that permanent effect can't be lost. Read through an hour. They haven't nerfed them. I haven't seen it. It's got nerfed. Too good.
Well, exactly. Those void grubs, the buffs that they give, like you said, they're permanent. So unlike the Baron Nashor, you've got a 2-minute power play, one would say, that comes
Baron,
after
yep.
Baron, where you get boost to your attacks and a whole bunch of different stat buffs. Getting the Baron is a huge piece in winning a League of Legends match, but at the same time, it also
I might go for a gank on bot lane here. Maybe. He's sitting there waiting. I think right now it would have been pretty opportune.
definitely.
Maybe get the Vigar.
So far, pretty even. We Have about a 400k gold difference. Obviously, only a 1 kill difference. I'm still very early on in the game. We haven't even reached the 10-minute point yet.
We do see Diego clearing out all the our side. Which, I mean, there's not much going on right now. It's well,
Definitely. Close one for Luna.
very close. I thought that was a very risky play to go in that low of health.
And if I wasn't mistaken, it looked like Luna had a couple spears sticking out of her. If those got pulled out, it could have been detrimental.
Oh yeah, she had at least 2 or 3. Like you see, that was the Callista spear that goes for a Q.
Yep.
It's a very long range. It hits. It hurts. I can teleport top. He pretty much has to, because I think right about 30 seconds from now we have a Wig Grubs up. See Jesus, Wimbwin, escaping. He's having a flash out of Dragon Pet.
Bot lane looking a little bit, more than a little bit. They're looking a lot bit worse for wear, unfortunately. That health is just not good.
Not the best thing right now, but we're going to see the Darius.
Get a good gank here.
There's nobody to help. Box will collapse through it. Stop cherishing them. Oh,
There it is.
take the Void Grubs. Might be a little bit of a fight if Go tries.
It looks like Viego's contesting something right there in the mid lane.
Clear vision.
Clear minions, maybe? Oh no, because minions are coming up still.
Plus some vision. Oh, that. There's 2. Yep, so they already have the permanent buff.
Big. That's very big.
Well worth it.
Definitely. Getting those both Void Grubs, you can really start to put your offense in place, and it's very appalling how quick an offense can snowball on itself when you have those Void Grubs if done properly.
Coming in at bot. There it goes. Vygar.
Wow.
SVs really turn this around.
Yeah, we're really getting.
Oh, Twista ult. We're right on. Ash
Rowan
go.
getting stunned. Looks like Rowan's gonna go down, unfortunately. That's gonna be an unfortunate play. Our main ADC is gone.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about our B team. Normally, clean up on the Callista. Our B team, I don't think we have a solid win from player.
Very true.
They're all very
true.
equal. So most time, you expect your ADC to be your carry, in the name, attack damage carry.
Exactly.
But I think everybody has the potential to carry. So
Exactly.
It's kind of nice. Like, I mean, you look at the top, we have a Renekton who in 3 or 4 now. Oh, he's only 1. Oh, I get the assist.
And especially with the team comp of SVSU, the rank difference is quite high, which by no means says anything, because there's plenty of people who are hard stuck in a rank just due to unfortunate circumstances. But you can really see some interesting play styles and interesting techniques when you see Silver 2 players go up with Emerald 4.
Ooh, interesting play on Num's part to go for the tower dive. I mean, he got the kill at least. You could really tell he wanted it. I think
Red
Backing
team
too
has
much to-
slain the dragon.
die.
Right, it's early enough on where, and there's not any major
Have a shutdown gold.
right.
But it is kind of getting to the point where Darius is now 0-4. Not posing too much of a threat.
Definitely.
So we made Darius at the end, but he's not. Like I said, you don't really see him middle of the road Darius. Unless he just starts picking up kills like it's nothing.
Right, which very unlikely, but I mean, hey, nothing is impossible.
But as you see, Tower's just getting absolutely shredded.
Definitely. Loki is trying to do anything that he can to try and defend that red tower, but just taking mega damage. I think they took out about 50% of its health.
I honestly looking at the good 3 ults in bot lane. I believe only the Ashe ult remains. Ashe is dead. I got free. Dragons are.
That would have been
Wow, I'm tanky.
very tanky. Would have been a fortunate tank to have dragons down there, but still a very good team fight on SVSU's
Oh, for
part.
sure. You want to just keep wiping as many people as you can, get as much gold. We got the Herald up. Reckoning coming on. I think the Reckoning.
Definitely, you already see a retreat happening to try and get that gank going. They tried trapping him and failed. Yeah, I didn't know if that
But
was an
we're gonna
enemy
see
trap.
a fight here. Oh, that is another new thing. I completely forgot about this being a thing. I think it's only does it? The little cinders that will spawn throughout the map. They get movement speed and cooldown reduction is their passive thing that you get per. Or you get such a minimal amount you have to reflect it. It would spoil it all.
Definitely.
But they're permanent. It's a nice buff.
Right, there's no reason not to go for it if it's in your path.
For sure. We are seeing Renekton ult.
Very
and
big
just-
team fight.
Darius can't even come in on it.
Rampage.
Keep win on a rampage. Unstoppable Lux.
I don't know why they give him the Lux. I really don't. That was a
Big mistake.
absolutely. Oh. There's an ace on SV's part. It's 14-6. Roughly about a 4K gold diff. 375. Oh,
Definitely grew exponentially in the past minute or two. I think I checked about a minute and a half ago, and they were under a 1K gold difference. If I could have misread, of course, also, but it seems like this game is shifting more and more into the favor of SVSU, being a 14-6 kill lead.
see the Herald spawn.
Take
I don't
one
know
of
if
their
anybody's gonna
towers.
hop into it. Yep, there we go. Maokai's gonna hop in. Got it right in the tower. All the icons, but oh yeah, an almost completely dead turret. We do see the Viego at 16 minutes, just now finishing jungle item. Not too bad. I mean, 13-minute would be more preferable, but
More preferable, and you want to get your jungle item as quick as possible in situations like this. I mean, when you're playing on the back foot and really trying to move forward as a team and try and bridge that gap that you've been going instead of making it larger and larger, having later item gains and just anything that's too late and too little, those little things really add up and they start to matter, especially when you're on that back foot.
for sure. You see, I mean, almost everybody's pretty equal in level. We are seeing a little bit of something here in the bot lane. Vygar is just
Yeah, definitely. No getting out of
having
this.
Renekton come in and just get kills is
Yeah, it looked like that Vygar kind of just accepted his fate, didn't even move around anymore.
yeah. Solid plays all around from SV's part.
Definitely. They're really holding it together as a team. There's no specific player that's doing more than the other. You can really say that SVSU is just playing pretty solid.
I'd say Nums is doing pretty good. I mean,
Definitely.
he's racking up kills.
Yeah,
and it's definitely in part due to Sporgy. Just having your jungle up in your face, up in the face, the top lane like that. It's just
And it seems Nums has very good map awareness. I've
Yes,
noticed.
yep.
I'm very impressed with how he can, seemingly upon first glance, you're like, why is he abandoning this objective when in reality, there's a more important objective opening
I
up
think
that
that's
he's
very
noticed.
important. Oop, there we go. Let's see. I think 3 ults so far for that. 4 ults. The SB's lost nothing yet. They've lost Ashe. Trade Ashe for the 3, maybe 4 of them. 1 for 3. I mean, that's a pretty good trade.
Definitely a good trade-off.
Especially killing the Michigan has no jungler, so I mean that's pretty much just free dragon right there.
Oh, exactly. And it seems like Michigan, I could be mistaken, but I believe they initiated that last team fight.
Yep. I mean, SB was warding it off a bit, you know, being careful because you don't want to. But
Yeah, very good reversal.
SB saw opportunity and seized it.
Definitely, and it's a very huge play when you can not only ward off a fight that comes your way, but also only take 1 casualty while taking 3 of their legends. That is a huge advantage to be able to play off of, especially right on a dragon.
Oh, for sure. And I do gotta say, That sounds like a favor in SV a lot. I think that Michigan, they're playing very well. I think a lot of it is the comp too. It's very solid, comfortable pick. SV.
Definitely. They kind of, I mean, they made a couple of our players' mains got banned during the draft, but a lot of our home sweet home picks were just left wide open for the taking, and you can see that we're more than happy to capitalize on that opportunity.
For sure. I think that is one thing that SV has really capitalized on this semester. They were doing it last semester a bit and semesters before, but this semester especially. Now that we have Saginaw has, for our league team, has our own coach. He was, I don't know how many seasons right off. He was challenger in every role for a couple seasons. Very good, very knowledgeable. He's really helped every player on the team try and expand out their champ pool. You don't want to have, one thing he said, he's like, you don't want to have a champ huddle. You want to have a champ pool. You want to be able to play a lot of champs. 'Cause that is one thing about League. Yes, it is a skill-based game, and you can play only one champ for your life. Or you could have a toolkit of champs for any scenario.
Right. It's about versatility. You look at players that are in LEC or LCS, and they'll show all the legends that they play, and they're up between 12 and 15 different legends, which is absolutely crazy when you think of it here at the collegiate level, because most of the players tend to only main about 3 to 5.
Yeah, yep. I mean, some on our A team, Cactus Cat Brian, he plays a lot more. He, I think made it more. It's kind of toolkit what we need for the team. I think that's also a thing in our junglers. Geek, he started jungling at the same time I did when I was on the team. We both play very similar, but he was all playing 3 assassins. He would have like a Maokai, a Sejuani, just people that can stun boxes. Really important for the team.
100%. Players that are versatile like that are honestly very hard to come by. I've noticed in researching both our teams and many of the opponents' teams that most players choose a type of character to get comfortable with, whether it be ranged mages or tank fighters. It's fairly normal to stay within the lane that you play, but I've noticed that a lot of them try to stay within one form of damage, and they don't tend to branch out to different play styles a lot, which I think can be very unexpected after the draft formation. Game pause.
Or SVE is issued a pause?
Be a timeout allowed in mid-match?
No. It'd be a technical issue. Monitor issue. Okay, yep. We'll go right back to the game. That is one thing. I don't think Viego's doing bad or anything. Viego is one of those champs that you have to have very good knowledge of. Takes when he gets a kill, he takes possession of champion's soul.
Okay.
It's used. There are 3 main abilities. Doesn't have the ult. Health. But you have to know what every champ does to at least animal level.
Right.
You can't just mash buttons. Hope. That's something. Sure, you can. I mean, I can say I know what every ability minus maybe on every champ.
Right.
Does it mean I know how to use them well? No.
Possibly more technical difficulties.
Nope, just stream lag. So it is an interesting pick when you see Viego. I mean, Viego, you don't have to know what they do necessarily. He can run fine on his own, but where he really shines is being able to take out other champs, really make some big spicy plays on.
Right, you're able to give each character a taste of their own medicine, and
We are seeing Tiger teleport. Just since Tiger run teleport, it is a new. We're fighting for Baron. Like both teams are kind of
playing a bit of mind games here.
Yeah, they're inching towards each other, kind of backing in and off. We're definitely gonna see a fight here.
Might see that blue turret fall.
I think this is anyone's game for sure.
It's definitely anyone's game still.
But SV taking 2 kills right away.
Oh, so that's
this is
very, very good reversal. Honestly, I mean,
very good reversal.
It was looking not too good for a minute
I don't even
there.
think they need to go. They're gonna go for Baron. I don't think they really think they could have kept pushing it. especially having the Void Grubs buff,
Mhm.
they could have tore through 2 or 3 towers.
Definitely.
I think taking the Barons by no means a bad choice.
Oh, absolutely not. You get that 2-minute buff, and then you can really just push through it. I mean, unlikely, but you could possibly end the game right here.
Oh, yeah, they definitely could. I mean, you got about 10 seconds left on everybody that was down. I think they just play it safe.
I recommend
Pick
playing
it up,
safe too.
recall. You haven't seen a lot of them recall for a minute or two, so they probably have a little bit of gold. Pick up some new items.
Right. They have a very comfortable lead set, and there's no point in trying to rush for a finish and end up losing that lead. It's a much better decision to just keep going on, keep doing what you're doing, and push that slowly to the end.
They can give up this dragon, which it looks like University of Michigan Flint. Looks like they're going for it. SV, they can give it up. I mean, yeah, it puts them in a position they don't really want to be for the next one. Next point is soul point. But
Red team has slain
Right, because if they get that 4th dragon, then dragons stop spawning, right?
there'll be Elder Dragon after.
Oh, Elder Dragon, and then
That's Elder Dragon for the rest of the game. I
Yep.
mean, Elder Dragon is pretty impactful if you can get it. So is Soul. I think SV has not comfortable enough lead. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't blow it, but 24-7, 10K gold difference. That's pretty substantial.
we're set up pretty well.
Just if they played it nice and slow, I think they have it. As long as they don't just rush right into a fight, boom. Oh, that's 2 people halfway dead.
Right, and there's another turret almost taken out. It's got a sliver of health left remaining.
Yes, SV could literally push onto this without minions. Oh,
Red team's
They're pushing
turret
onto the
bot
bot
tower
lane.
is just gonna get pushed up. I mean, this thing you really don't want to see when opposing team. Ooh, that's a bad sign when
When they're
You're
splitting
having-
like that.
turret has been destroyed.
having someone disable a split push. You have to send probably at least 2 people to contest him. Especially as Fez the Renekton is. It's a rough spot. Definitely not losable, but definitely a comfortable position for us to be in. You know, that's the position you want to be in.
Exactly.
Relax a bit.
Right, you don't have to push quite as hard to try and get that victory. You're set up for a good spot. Take a little bit of a breather. You don't want to get too complacent and let go and have them pick up on that slack. But if I was sitting in that room right now, I'd be having a smile on my face.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Look like they're having a fun game. I mean, good game overall.
Yeah. Good interactions on team fights. I mean, it was fairly agreed upon on which team was going to take which objective. There wasn't really much contesting other than on that Baron for a little bit, and even
Yep,
that was
yep.
taken out.
I mean, I like both of the comps that both teams are running. Pretty good. I mean, I don't think either was really a favored to win. I think they're a solid pick. Yeah, there's a thing or two I'd change out. Like, I don't know about the Ashe per se. Like, I would put a little more aggressive of ADC. But that's Ruin's playstyle. His Ashe is pretty well his bread and butter for bot lane. So, might as well play what you're comfortable on. I think after this, we're going to see a couple game sets.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see a Senna ban. We'll probably see a Lux ban. Might even see a Renekton.
I'd be willing to bet that we'd see a Lux ban.
Oh, yeah. I track of how many kills he has. Yeah. 9, 1, and 5. 9, 1, and 7.
Yeah, they're
It's
definitely
pretty...
going to want a counter ban to try and do something about that the next game.
I don't think the Renekton necessarily needs a ban. I don't know what... Nums plays top lane right off. I know he has a very big toolkit of champs. So if it gets banned, I mean, he's not going to be too scared. Like a Trundle. Trundle's
Absolutely.
really good in top lane right now.
Right, I know he really likes Trundle. He likes playing Rumble, Ornn, and Urgot as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it'd be kind of a waste of a ban to ban the Renekton. It's not that he's not good on it, but I think he kind of had more of a lucky game and just kind of snowballed off of it. That's what Renekton does.
Definitely. You get that early lead, and it just becomes almost trivial at that point. If you have a big level and damage difference, especially as a character like Renekton, who or tanky, you can almost go into solo fights and not have to worry.
Absolutely. I think he played very well.
I agree, 100%.
I think that was SV took took the best approach that they could, and it's worked out really well for him.
Absolutely. When a team like that leaves your gaps for bans, not so much for Renekton, he wasn't very well expected.
We are seeing a fight here.
Yep.
We're gonna see Braum die. Braum didn't try and ult. Do anything.
Yeah, no, not much you can do against the 5v1.
Yeah. I honestly think that right now, if they pushed as a group, looks like that's what they're about to do. They better get Dragon first.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be soul point. Less than 15 seconds. Here it spawns. I think after this, they can just.
Definitely. They have a very good lead, and I mean, while I'm very confident in that final push, even if something were to go wrong and it weren't to work, they have enough room where they can take a step back and try things again.
Yep, you see Baron spawning on the map right now as it approaches the top lane. Spawning in less than 10 seconds. That SV just needs, if they just played slow,
Definitely.
I think try and get a little bit of vision. Flint. What do you even? Oh, Ash vision. Does look like SV is going to try and collapse or even starting it.
Yeah.
No reason not to. They've
Yeah, I
shown
mean,
that
all 5 of them are there. If they can get that early kill before that group of 3 coming in from the mid comes in, it'll be easy.
by the time Darius gets over the wall, I mean, we're halfway down.
All right, you see
They stop
Skydagger. But instead,
There
taken out.
goes Vigard. There goes Braum. There goes Callista. There goes Darius.
Now that Baron should arguably be ours, or even just.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna push that.
Yeah, looks like it.
Seconds.
Right there, it's a 1v5 at that point. You might as well just go for it. I don't think that that Vigard's got the chance for it.
Especially with them getting all the Void Grubs.
Definitely.
See, there's 3 of them that just spawned
Void
in.
Grubs.
Gave enough.
2 of them. Red only has a 1 dragon advantage.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
And on that, it'd be Infernal, a Cloud, and a Chemtech. I mean, they're not nothing.
Right, we have double Inferno stacking, which can really add a lot to our damage output.
Oh, absolutely. So they're gonna take the Baron here. Well, they're probably just gonna go and end. They can force a team fight.
Yeah, and those dragon buffs split 3 ways. That's exactly what I was talking about right before the match. How Cactus Gat was saying how Void Grubs in every situation is, even if they get nerfed a little bit, he's probably still going to say that they're better over the dragons, just because you take the gamble of having two different element dragons that just don't synergize well together.
Oh, absolutely. Cloud and Chemtech. Not doing a whole lot. I mean, for Callista, the Cloud's, I mean, it helps. By no means a bad buff to get.
Absolutely. It can't hurt.
Chemtech, I think it's still the weakest dragon to really have.
And it's honestly a shame, because all the tech names just sounds really, really awesome.
Yeah.
You're like, Chemtech, that's got to do some damage, right?
Oh. See Renekton buying a GA. If he dies, he's coming right back. A real fun time.
Yeah, you don't want to be seeing that as the opposing team.
Yeah,
Like, cool, we
no.
finally took out that Renekton. Now we just got the rest. Oh, and he's back.
Got 3,000 health.
Very, very
Not very
VP.
much. Not a ton. I mean, you look at the Ash. Ash has 2.3. It's only 600 more, but
Very true.
as soon as Renekton puts ult up, I think it's a double in his health.
Oh, so then he goes up to 6,000.
Something like that. He gains a massive amount. Puts an area. He gains little storm around him faster. I mean,
And does that storm do damage as well?
yes, yep, quite a bit.
Had a feeling. Had a
Yep.
feeling.
It's like raging. It's like Raging Sands or something like that. I think is the ultimate name. I could be completely wrong. I don't.
Hey, you are closer to the 8 ball than I, my friend.
But you see, they're having to send 2 to go fight the Renekton.
Exactly. And Renekton has absolutely zero fear just contesting
Oh
that.
yeah.
It's like we're pushing on bot inhibitor. Or is it tower
Bot
still?
tower.
Bot tower and then inhibitor. They were
Yep.
covering up
Oh,
the
look,
symbols.
there's tower.
There's tower. Now inhibitor. Getting a bit ahead of myself. I knew what SVSU wanted to do.
And now we're gonna see. That's what. There's Callisto gone. Brahms gone. I believe. Yep.
Shut down.
I guess it already has.
Shut down.
Heroes lost.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Here comes Renekton, who probably looks.
Hopefully can get.
Kills Darius. I mean, I think it's pretty old. Yeah.
Yep.
To just get on top of the Vigar.
Shut down.
I think. I mean, especially with having Baron buff, I think he just kind of ends. 3 lanes where the minions coming in.
Exactly.
Uh,
Renekton, put it away for us.
Red team's inhibitor has
Take it.
They got 30 seconds till everybody's up.
Take us to
I feel like
Gatorland.
it's.
Bit of calm in the storm lately. Right
Yeah,
now.
I thought they kind of had it.
I honestly thought they did too. I
There
mean,
goes Dragon. I mean, nobody can contest it.
I have to give credit where credit's due. While it didn't go amazingly, the fact that they were able to hold off that final counter attack at all was a little bit impressive on U of M's part.
I think the big thing that really decided that for them was the fact that they had the Vigar cage, prevented the Renekton from moving forward. If he would have killed off that Vigar, I think.
Definitely.
And I think that's a good part of why Vigar is good here. One of the big things, it prevents people from diving in.
I do have to say, I always find it a bit comedic how if a final push doesn't always go out how you plan it to, you almost go back to the first 5 minutes again for a few seconds. Everybody's farming minions again, getting ready for another counter attack.
Uh-huh.
Let's have a look.
Like SP's trying playing an assault, try and knock out a player or two, and then probably go for them.
I mean, really, they've only got that central tower there, or actually inhibitor. Helping them
Inhibitor,
out.
I think.
Yeah.
But, throws a Maokai ult. There's Braum. Braum star.
Got the minions in to back him up. Playing out wide almost for a flank, it seems.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they catch any of them. Throws tower.
Tower 1 destroyed.
Furious. Diego. I think the Callisto.
Very good.
He went for it, and he got killed by the turret. Or the fountain.
Unfortunate.
It is. But
It did not
minions-
matter. It
yeah,
did
no
not
minions,
matter.
just
I was a bit worried. I feel I almost had my first caster's curse within 30 minutes of starting. That would have been pretty disappointing. I can't.
yeah, I kept
can't
calling him
lie.
like, man, I think they have it.
Bats are gone. Sorry guys, we don't get any of the fun stuff.
I think it ended. I think it was something like 36. No, I think it was higher than that. 12.
And I mean, shoot, Nums and Bwin taking almost a third of the kills each.
Oh, absolutely.
It's insane to see
They were
how,
tearing it up.
the damage output they had.
I think we're gonna see that Lux ban.
Oh, I would not be surprised to see a Lux ban whatsoever. I mean, it's common to see Lux bans before a match like that. That just kind of puts the final nail in the coffin, in my opinion.
I mean, that's one of the things. Like, when I play mid lane, I tend to just ban Lux. I just doesn't matter that she's not be bad. She's just an annoying champ.
It's how I hear about how people talk about Senna a lot. Senna has plenty of counters and is not necessarily the worst champ to go against. But Senna is just, you don't want to go against him. And then I know a lot of people that will ban Senna because they don't want him on their team.
Sure, for sure.
Everybody has
You
their...
don't want to scale your entire game out and take 40 minutes.
100%.
But now versus Michigan Flint, they're not in predicament. What do they ban off? What do they, ban previous game?
Right, and then they figured out that team comp, maybe that just wasn't it. They weren't really able to push through. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they got a single one of our towers, or if they did, it was just one.
They took 3.
Did they take 3?
Yep, they took 3.
Okay.
I think it was each of the middle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Each of the
Yeah, I do
first
remember.
sets towers.
I do remember middle getting destroyed. Now that you
They
mentioned
might
it.
have gotten a 4th one in. They didn't push up to.
But yeah, I mean, the team fight's making it look a lot closer than it did on paper. If you were to just look at that match, it looked like it would have been a landslide, but definitely interesting to watch.
For sure.
Alrighty, so we are going to be hitting a very quick intermission, and we will be back with you shortly, about probably 5 to 10 minutes. Soon. All right, we are back from a short intermission, a little bit later than we expected to be, but we are getting right into the bands. And
SV having a guard band, a brand band, and Cosmic's band, and okay, for Flint, a University of Flint. Taking Senna, Mordekaiser, and Leona bands. Their first pick. Taking out Felios. Big fan of Felios.
yeah, definitely not one of the champs that we're expected to see by SVSU. I mean,
Very high skill. Judging by the fact that they're
right,
assuming they're pretty
definitely.
Twisted Fate in mid. Fate lately has been tearing up the mid lane.
Did you get any recent buffs that helped him out, or
I believe new season just in general, and I think he had a buff or two, but
okay?
he's just such a simple champ. Really doing anything.
Right, he just kind of got that time in the spotlight that was always deserved but never given.
Take their second pick. Their pick. Take the Lux. I mean, they could take the Lux. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not going to ban it, we will take it.
I think they should take the support as well right now. Probably the next up. Probably the closest standout, especially.
Most likely.
Yep, Morgana. Good pick. Comfortable on it. Their third pick.
I remember seeing Morgana a lot last semester.
Love getting good for 5 seconds.
Oh, we love being rooted. Nothing better than hinder. And Master Yi.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting pick, especially how do it play.
Definitely, really. I mean, I'm fairly new to this, and I've never seen Master Yi played in a competitive nature before.
I've seen it once or twice. I don't nicest way, not really a skilled champion, so kind of interesting to see.
Definitely.
Oh, first band coming from University of Michigan.
Their
Hey.
misfortune.
Yeah, looking like the same bands minus that Leona. Other bands. I don't know if there's anything in particular. Galio again, yeah, as well. Round. Full and oh no, top ADC.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially since they didn't take that Lux ban.
I don't think for them to do, but down by something you. Yeah, I think that's also. SV. And I can't think of anything that like in particular good. I think, both teams kind of got what they wanted. Second band. Rom band.
Thing one.
I can agree with that. I mean, was kind of becoming a hindrance. So tanky, and then it all being able to knock up so many people.
Very true, very true. He wasn't necessarily something to worry about on SVSU's defensive portion, but when they were trying to make offensive pushes, he did just become a stick in the mud.
Absolutely. No, I don't think they're looking for things that problems. I think, what do we really want in that? Nami Ophelio. That's something I haven't.
Interesting team comp overall on U of M side.
80. I think Nami's. 80. Bars could go either way. Enough to.
I didn't list info down, just basics.
That up real quick, isn't it?
I mean,
That could be an AP or an AD Malfoy. I mean, want to have a good balance of AD and AP. Typically, you only have 1 or 2 for AP versus 3 for AD. Would go for more. But Cho'Gath. I think Cho'Gath's a solid pick because it doesn't take a ton of skill. And it's become a problem. That nuisance. It's like the Braum.
Definitely. And Cho'Gath, I mean, I could be mistaken, but he's more of a damage sponge in a lot of situations, isn't he?
He's just a sponge. I mean, he silences his big thing. He has an execute for his ultimate. 15% you can execute off of.
Okay.
I can't remember his exact percentage, but it's enough that, you get people down. He eats, gets bigger. It works out.
Yeah,
I think Malphite very well for SVSU. They engage. Curious to see what ruins everybody builds. Varus and Malphite could both go AD or AP. I think Malphite's just going to go tanky and the Varus is going to go Crit Varus, especially with having Morgana and a Lux. But you never know.
Hey, anything is possible.
I think the Varus is very good against the Velios because he can just sit there and poke. Velios is only going to get a couple shots with his long gun.
Varus being a very good champ all around and being often picked in competitive and collegiate League of Legends.
He's always in competitive. Every Worlds, there's a Varus somewhere. I do think the Bard is an interesting ban. I don't know if their team played it a bit.
Fine. I don't
What,
need more
but-
enemies.
Right, it'd be interesting to take a look at what the other players on U of M Flint's side are actually, what their main 3 to 5 mains are, and who the biggest concerns of SVSUs are.
Vaguely remember last year them playing a Bard. I know I casted that game. I don't remember it being anything to like write home about. Maybe he got way better at it. I mean, improving a couple games for sure. But also, I don't think Bard's particularly amazing right now. So doesn't really stop any of our team.
I must not fall.
Coach Josh obviously knows what how to play the game better than me.
Definitely. And one really respectable aspect of the League of Legends team that I've noticed is how they do their research on the enemy team. Got a drop of the game.
Yep, their top laner. No, that's their mid.
Yeah, definitely. So as I was saying, one of the most respectable aspects of the League of Legends team here at SVSU that I've noticed is how they do research on the enemy teams beforehand. They'll look at what champs they played. They'll look at counter bans, maybe what they think that they're going to get banned based on what could counter the enemy team very well, and so on and so forth. You don't see that in a lot of other esports programs, like the program I'm a part of, Rocket League, for example. We just practice. We look at the ranks of the other teams, but it's not nearly as important as in League of Legends. It can be a difference between win and loss if you don't do that research. It's very important.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to throw bans right out into the dust. Because, I mean, some bans just don't mean anything. If they truly don't play, Asana, no sense throwing it out there.
Exactly. Just because a legend is a good counter for you doesn't mean that the other team is going to use them to counter you. You want to more pick your bans based on what's going to counter the other team's ability to perform, let alone, and also a combination of what's going to hinder your ability to perform.
Absolutely. That's very well said. Looking at these team comps, I don't think there's
I must not
either
fall.
team's really favored. I personally am a bigger fan of SV's team because I know like their Malphite.
Yeah, always see solid Malphite gameplay from Nums.
We're gonna see another Maokai. If the Cho'Gath is pushed up like he was last, this run, yeah, it was some lucky timing. But if he's pushed up like that, ganks.
Definitely. You have to capitalize and punish those those silly decisions.
Master Yi could do the same thing, though. I think the Master Yi can punish a lot better than what the Viego was able to. He's just gonna come right in, teleport right on, and hit for a lot of damage.
Definitely. Very, very unexpected. He can be used very effectively in stealth scenarios as well.
But the one thing that SV has to look out for, that Twisted Fate, he has the ability to just teleport where on the map. That's going to be pretty dangerous, especially, you know, he won't have it for first set of Void Grubs, but second set, he might be able to just teleport in.
Right, and could get a cheap steal. Even if you can only steal a couple of those, just being able to prevent one of the teams from getting that Void Might is huge.
Oh, for sure.
So SVSU wants to do everything that we can to try and secure those Void Grubs and stop Twisted Fate from getting a quick teleport in.
I mean, it's easily telegraphed. Stop it. So, I think good match here.
It's going to be interesting. I have a good feeling.
We think, though, that is one thing that our team can do pretty good. I think Luna could really do this team, this match, and really help out a lot, especially with the Void Grubs. Luna moves up and rotates towards our mid lane. You could go for a really good push because the Felios, he kind of has to stay there. I mean, they don't really have the option to move. Whereas Varus can sustain himself alone. Morgana can easily move, get a gank in mid.
You're going to see Aphelios and Nami pretty much staying team together the entire match.
Yes, yep, they're going to have to be together. Nami might be able to go a little bit out, but it's going to be a pretty tight leash.
Yeah, it's definitely something that SVSU is going to want to keep in mind. You can't necessarily just write it off, but you can. It's pretty safe to assume that if you see Aphelios, that Nami is going to be somewhere nearby, or vice versa.
For sure. I mean, as the game goes on, you know, you can split away because Aphelios will just be back gunning people down. But for laning phase, I mean, they're going to be together. Luna can very easily just get up during objectives. I mean, they'll massively change the outcome of the game.
Definitely that Morgana early game before all the champs get their scaling, it could be huge to get those early pushes and have an early lead, early gold lead, all of that.
There's one thing though too. Quinn can also rotate down or up, playing the Lux like that.
Any different possibilities.
Gonna have to do that because having a Twisted Fate that can just teleport like that, you have to stay on top of them or counter push.
Exactly. Yeah, you definitely can't be giving that Twisted Fate too much extra space. If you give him that extra space, he's just gonna take it and run to the races with it. He's not gonna look back even to see if you're running after him. He'll just go.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they kept same sides. I didn't see anybody switch sides during the match.
No, luckily that makes jobs on our part easier. No confusion of colors or anything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I have to say, I mean, watching League and now casting it, I'll still get confused on the blue and red. I'm so ingrained in my mind that blue means good.
I'll say I played it for like 5 years now. Actually, longer than that, much longer. But I still mix them up. I have to. It's like, you know, doing the left and right hand signs. I have to start thinking which
Exactly.
one's which.
No, definitely, it happens to the best of them. There's no amount of skill that's gonna ever make you remember what team you're on.
But a pretty fun match. I think it's kind of just going to be who gets the first couple kills.
Yeah, definitely.
The Cho'Gath will outscale everybody.
Right, and if you let that Cho'Gath get away, I mean, he's gonna get away with that scaling no matter what. But really, you need to try and minimize scaling in every other regard, and also try and minimize that Cho'Gath scaling. If you give him too much, he's just gonna eat you up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at some point, he has to hit his ultimate
Right.
to get the charges. So he may not scale. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of those matches where, I mean, Even at certain skill levels, I definitely couldn't predict it, but even at higher skill levels, it just seems like it's a fairly, you got to see it, you got to see the way it plays out to understand how it's going to work. There's no really, like you said, nobody's really in favor.
I do think the Master Yi is going to be scary, especially depending on how he builds. I don't know what the current build for Master Yi is, but generally start every season. Master Yi terror goes in pretty much one shots every.
That's something you do not like to see here.
But with Malphite and Maokai and Morgana a little bit, they can take a couple hits from it.
Definitely. Hopefully in those team fights, we can get Master Yi to accidentally lock his attacks onto one of the tanks like Maokai or Malphite instead of getting onto one of our squishier players like Lux or Varus, for example. And even Varus isn't extremely squishy.
I mean, all
Squishier.
ADCs are pretty. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you can look at the health bars. Goes down to us. See, I mean, it's not a great example at level 1 because everybody is relatively about the same. But you can see, like, the Malphite has a little bit more.
Yeah, a couple more blips.
Let's see, 774 for Malphite versus
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Varus. About 5.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
710. So, yeah. We can
Okay.
get a couple hits.
Yeah.
It also kind of just depends on how he builds. I mean, I feel like it's going to be an on-hit, not on-hit, a crit Varus, which would be your attack damage. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to every match that I watch, but I'm really looking forward to this match because as a newer player to League, you don't see as many of these legends in competitive. They're definitely there by all means, but you don't see as much Master Yi.
I don't see a Master Yi, a Cho'Gath. Yeah, you occasionally see a Malphite. I can't think Lux really ever. Nami shows up, I guess. Helios, I can't really say the last time I seen Helios at Worlds. But a Morgana and a Varus, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just solid. I don't think Varus takes too much skill, really, nor does Morgana. It's just kind of learning how to hit your hits.
Definitely.
I think that's the one thing. Top lane's not going to be as fun of a match as it was last game. Neither of them really do a whole lot of damage. I think it's going to be more focused towards our bot lane.
Yeah, no, Nums really did make that top lane a place to behold last game.
Oh, for sure.
It felt like every time that you were switching back to top lane, there was either a 1v1 or a team fight going on, and more often than not, it ended in SVSU's favor.
And he was playing slow. Morgana Q can hit. Sadly, but... Oh. Damage going on in the bot lane. A little bit of Helios going into weapon stance. Ronin went a little bit down in health, but that's 80. Oh.
Going for an early game push here. like they're-
I think, I mean, I'm not saying that there wasn't. Maybe they want to play it safer, but I think maybe if they communicate more on that Q going, from Q, I think they could have had that in bot lane, maybe got a kill.
Definitely.
But I don't think it's a bad decision to go slow on that.
Yeah, you don't want to let up. If you're not 100% sure on it, more often than not, always it's a safer choice, but more often than not, it can be a better choice. Just take that safe option, go back and regroup a little bit, because if you get an early loss like that, it can honestly it can spell bad news for whichever lane you're in. It can be very troublesome to try and catch up.
Sure, like you see the Athelios coming in now. Bars look like you got a hit or two in. Taking it nice and slow. U of M is up 300 gold. Yeah, or 200, 100, stuff like that. Ranging a little bit, just as they're starting to take more stuff.
They are up slightly, which is a big difference from last game.
I mean, it's early in the game.
Exactly.
No kills, no objectives yet. Once that starts going,
Right. The gold difference starts to be a lot more prominent after a couple objectives have been unlocked, and about the 10-minute mark is when you can really start seeing the differences begin to grow.
say if we do about 55 seconds till grub spawn, dragon. So, staking on the last game out, I thought it was 3 that they spawned at. It's very different when you're playing jungle and in game.
No, definitely. I honestly bet you're 5 minutes in, and it probably does feel like you've only been playing 3 minutes.
Well, you gotta figure 3 minutes, 30 seconds. At that point, you just finished clearing.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you're pretty much you're gonna gank in, and then you go immediately right in. We are gonna steal. There could be a pretty good collapse here, especially if bot lane moves up. Why there? Everybody disengaged from it. Could have been a nice early flow fight there.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like there was a potential interaction coming on between that middle and bot lane.
Yeah.
But they just...
SV starting Void Grubs.
As we should be. As we should be.
Master use on the bot side, so they have nothing to fear. I mean, they don't... I don't think they know they use...
No, I mean, there's that Cho'Gath at top lane, but I don't think he can make it. We definitely can't.
There's one thing I do see that kind of surprises me, that they went right for the kill on the 1. Because it alerts everybody as soon as you get 1, so they know you're on it.
Right, you want to try and get them all as low as possible, then start taking them out all at once.
I was going to say, 1 strat, yeah, you just go for getting them all real low. Yeah, they'll gain a
Maybe we see him
shield.
coming in, trying to take that, maybe.
I don't know he's going to be able to, especially being
I
Cho'Gath.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Or I'd say smarter decision just to let it go.
Yeah, looks like, you know, just a slower game. SV still is behind in gold. I mean, not for
Oh,
long.
big hit.
Both burning a flash for that, but it's kill.
Hey,
I don't think Lux is going to necessarily need it. It just looks like U of M is going to just take Dragon.
yeah, definitely giving him the free dragon, but we'll take it to get all 3 of those Void Grubs.
Oh. Yeah, Valios tried going for a kill. He flashed for it. Kind of a waste not getting it, but what do you do?
Not have a flash, that's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of a...
It's just the unfortunate predicament for him right now.
Yeah, I mean, if Maokai for some reason happened to just be coming down right now, I'd hate to be a Aphelios without a flash.
Oh,
Nami's not going to be able to really stop that, especially being level 4, no ultimate.
that definitely would be very unfortunate. Unfortunate for them, I'd say. Very
Yeah, so-
fortunate for us.
Yeah. Wood grubs are, 2 minutes 45. Up. See it? Just like that. Twist Fate's right in there.
Oh,
Now, did he spend ultimate just to teleport away, and now Lux can completely just push up? No.
seems like that was kind of a useless engage. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, I think he would have done better if he would have gone into, like, the brush. Because you see him teleport in. I mean, it's quick, but...
You still expect it coming.
Yeah, I mean... It wasn't like there was a fight going on.
Yeah, I guess Twisted Fates did just kind of teleport in there, and then the entire team was just like, what are you doing here?
Oh, I will say, Ronan probably should recall because, yep.
Oof.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, you saw that one coming.
Yeah, not much he really could have done. I didn't even need to see the... I mean, you're an ADC that's low. You know that somebody's going to be coming in.
Exactly. What if there's an opportunity to take out that ADC, you want to at any chance
Absolutely.
possible.
Especially being a Varus. Varus is going to be a danger. I don't know what's going on with the Cho'Gath standing still,
But
but
I mean, we'll take it.
yeah. I'm not going to...
I don't think there's anything that serious in the rulebook. Gwen going. picking out.
Interesting ult by the Malphite. We did see the... Lux had the kill pretty well, but it's scary. Yeah, I mean, only 1 death on SV's part. They're up almost 2,000 gold.
Yeah, we got that gold lead back, and
But yeah, I mean, That's kind of, I kind of ignore about the first 10 minutes for gold,
Absolutely.
really.
It bubbles back and
Unless
forth.
it's thousands and thousands apart.
Oh, because even a 2K gold deficit can be switched back and forth very quickly on one objective push.
Yeah, there goes the Thelios, all that. Metrics? That's a new item. I don't recognize that one. Okay, probably gonna see kill here. That's enough stuns just to.
Get out that Cho'Gath.
Yeah, but you see how much more damage it's taken in this game.
Right, he's definitely sponging it up.
Now they have nothing for this. Where's that? Twist Fate and I think they SV can easily take this. Yup.
There we go.
And there's Void Grubs.
A big flash by Win.
Nobody to contest this side for bot lane. Bot lane really can't
Oh, they have no option to leave, so we get.
free.
It seems fairly free.
That was a very, very good counter engage by SV.
Yeah, huge play on SVSU part. Not only being able to get that buff, but being able to get the Void Mites is a huge play on SVSU's part.
Absolutely. I think it was a very risky play to try and come up on U of M's part. Happened that they were able to kill out the Cho'Gath quicker. Things happen.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, if U of M were to make a reversal on that, you could have seen a shift of gameplay
Oh,
right there.
absolutely.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if
They
we saw
needed-
Michigan take the lead if they took those Void Grubs.
I mean, they needed to engage on it, so by no means was it a bad play.
No, definitely not reckless or not unintelligent. It was just
No.
unfortunate.
Yep. I mean, I will say, kind of crazy to use almost three ultimates just to kill the Cho'Gath.
You were very right. Dumping that
lot
many
burned.
ults into it is a lot. We weren't able to attack that tower after, even though it was completely free. Granted, we did get the Void Grubs, so
Yeah.
we're still
And
cool.
now we're gonna see the Yi on Dragon close bot lane.
Shut down.
Rating in mid lane. Pretty average. I mean, both Twist Fate and Lux, I think they're a pretty even matchup for each other last I remember.
Slain the dragon.
You're gonna, looks like plate will probably be missing in mid. Still about 2,000 gold lead. 2.5.
And definitely liking the setup that we have on SVSU's part. I mean, on paper,
sure.
we're looking like we're in the lead. We've got all 6 of the Void Grubs. Got good buffs. We're set up good. I think we're in the same spot we were last game, where if we just sit here and play our game and don't rush into anything too quick, it's looking fairly comfortable. Still very
Absolutely.
early on, anything can happen.
You do see the Cho'Gath almost this entire game has been pushed under tower. Gotta be careful. He's doing good on farm. I mean, I think everybody is holding relatively good farm. The Thelios, a little bit lower than what could be at the moment.
Got the Varus to
But we
start
are
out.
seeing a lot of ults burned right there. Let's see, that'd be Maokai's,
Bait's out.
Malphite's. I think Aphelios used one. Lux just burned hers. I'm pretty sure Yi used his. I think almost everybody there used an ult. 2 for, yeah, 2 kills on SV's part. Infernal Soul. I think at this point, SV just needs to start collecting dragons.
Definitely. Bit of strange Oh, there we go. Yeah, if they can deny those dragons and then add those buffs onto their Void Grub buffs, it'll be huge for SVSU, and U of M will definitely have a very difficult time responding, more difficult time than they're already having.
Now you see U of M, their bot lane's out of a flash, so if they try and engage, they're gonna have a rough time. They're gonna have to play farther back, try and poke. And he is now get run down.
A master stroke.
Well, that's probably a free Herald, honestly. I mean,
I honestly think
he
so.
can't really contest. He can try and go in and steal.
Even with a steal, it would be a risky play. It could end up in Yee's death.
Oh, absolutely. There goes Twist of Fate.
And I mean, unless this Cho'Gath comes in and steals it, I see him moving around a little bit outside.
He might try. He does have his ultimate. That's one thing that SV has to be very careful of. But at this point, the dragons and barons. That can...
We were able to get that Rift Herald, another big win on the SVSU side. Like we're going after bot lane tower and potentially, and definitely not top lane tower yet. Maybe if we get more people up there.
I think they start rotating that way once they clear the mid lane.
Red team's turret has been
It's
destroyed.
about a 6,000 gold lead.
Yeah, our gold lead is getting farther and farther apart, which is important to note.
I think SV can slow down a little bit now. Try and collect.
Play comfortable. Maybe they can work on scaling a little bit and have a big push or team fight.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I mean, when you last looked, they all had about one item. They get to about probably two. Good push. Think about it. That's roughly about an item each.
Definitely, right.
3 of the mains. No, I don't think Morgana really needs a second item like that. But like Lux, Malphite, and Varus, they all have a second item.
Yeah, definitely. Very good spot. I mean, both of these matches have been solid matches played by both teams, honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just SVSU has been very consistent with their gameplay.
They're catching out little mistakes.
Yeah, they're capitalizing on little mistakes. Their teamwork is tight, and they're not making very many not making very many mistakes whatsoever.
Yeah, nope. You look at farm, they're very close together. For you. Yep.
You can definitely notice a huge difference between last semester and this semester. Just getting that coach in is huge.
Oh yeah, I mean you gotta think that's the one big thing with League is it can be little mistakes that if you just fix that, oh yep, there's your gameplay.
Exactly. You could jump 2 ranks off of one little mistake. It seems absolutely far-fetched, but
Yep, vision being a big thing. I've noticed that SV has really fixed that for their B team this semester, is they worked on their vision. If you know people are coming, you can get out of the way.
exactly.
You notice like the Yi, he's getting called out a little bit more because I don't think they have the best vision. They have some in their jungle, but it can't start it halfway through the match.
Yeah, no, I've been noticing that their vision mainly is concentrated towards the central and mid lane and places that are bleeding off of the mid lane a little bit. But when it comes to in the jungle near the top and bot lanes, there's just really not a whole lot of vision, and they're being caught blind in many scenarios.
Nice little fight there in bot jungle. Malphite did teleport in. Could easily probably I think bot and top could swap here. Try and get a little bit more farm.
Definitely. Haven't seen too much action on the top lane. If
No.
a swap were to occur, it probably would create a bit more action up there.
But Cho'Gath is trying to go for the tower though. He got it.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Looks like they were able to get the top tower
Well,
on us.
SV's going to capitalize off that.
Definitely, we're taking mid lane tower right here. It looks like after a team fight, hopefully.
Easily take the Yi here. Might even be able to go for the Nami. Especially with that ult going. Could be able to... I don't think there's enough there to...
They did use that Rift Herald.
Yeah, I think that'll be that tower gone.
Just about.
Yeah, it's,
There it is.
Team's turret has been
that opens that up now. They can open up one of the side lanes.
Definitely having a huge split push at the end. They really didn't know how to respond to that in the last one. I mean,
Yeah.
they were able to shut it down, but it left them just open for another
See
final
Joey
push
got
right after
teleporting
that.
in. Lux is going to hurt.
Yeah, he was just trying to defend that top lane
Letting
tower.
Lux get kills like that, I mean, it's going to... But doesn't mean that Cho'Gath can't do anything. You see, he hurts.
Yeah, he's still doing good damage.
Oh, absolutely.
Fortunately,
But I
that
think
Lux
that
is
is
just
tower, yeah.
Yep.
Especially with having the Void Grubs, it just
Red team's turret
The buff is insane. The Void Grubs are the
is.
meta.
have Baron up here in 30 seconds.
That's what surprises me, that there aren't as many early team fights on Void Grubs.
I notice it a lot in the games I play. I think it's one of those things that they, well, maybe they're thinking that they can't. I don't know.
Right. I mean, perhaps it's because they're in, I mean, they know way more than me, but perhaps they're in the same boat I am, where they're watching LEC and LCS, and they're seeing that in almost every match, one team goes for Grubs and one team goes for the Drakes, and that's just kind of accepted. Really, I think you could create a lot of disruption early match if you were to take away some of the Grubs, or even
Yeah,
gain a
if you take
majority
out
of the
two
Grubs.
them, I mean, it massively changes it. Not being able to have the buff to summon the Voidlings. It's too good.
Definitely.
Kindle.
Kill diff here being massive at 19 and 4.
Yeah, you see the Twist Fate getting the tower and bot lane. Definitely not a bad decision to try and split push like that.
Not a bad decision whatsoever. And taking the Baron here, looking fairly free. You see 3 of them approaching, or Master Yi's waiting outside of ways. He just
Yeah, I think he'll try and go in. Maybe not. Nope, he's being warded off by the Lux.
a good crowd control by the Lux.
Absolutely. One thing she's good for.
team has slain Baron Nashor.
And blue and SVSU getting that Baron is just,
We're looking
Yeah,
at
our-
about a 10,000 gold difference.
our objective game has been
They're
unreal.
holding it,
Blue
yeah.
team's turret has been destroyed.
Getting the Void Grubs, we got one of the early dragons.
It seems every time they go
Baron.
for a tower, we've either taken that tower or we've knocked out a player or two.
Windwind's dominating.
Oh.
I mean, what's
I-
new from the
I was
last game?
surprised they let the Lux through.
He really should have learned that. I mean,
He had a 100% win rate. You know, that's one of the important things. Like you said beginning of this match, last match, you were mentioning, scouting being really important. Windblade has a 100% win rate across all Lux games.
having
Lux is scary.
having a 100% win rate in League is something that is terrifying.
Yes. You see that.
You mess up once and just never again.
It may not even be your fault.
Exactly. You could have played the game of your life. So to have a 100% win rate, I mean, perhaps you're playing with your comp team, a specific comp team, but chances are that you're a very effective player, and even if you have not as effective teammates, you're able to fill in those gaps at least for what you can. Very impressive all-around gameplay by Win.
Looks like Varus is going to be again.
Red team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team has slain the dragon. Shut down.
They definitely wanted to shut down that Lux,
Oh, absolutely. But now they're
leaving
pushing
another
the bot
opening
lane.
every
They're
time,
all set in bot lane, trying to recall back.
every single
I
time.
think they'll just take tower.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There goes Twist of Fate.
I know without fail this match, every single time that they believe that they got a small opening on SVSU they can capitalize on, we capitalize 3 times as hard on an opening on their end.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Champions come back. Towers do not.
Exactly.
While they were just fighting Malphite, there's been an inhib,
Red team's turret
and
has been
what are we at?
destroyed.
Tower and a half? Or they're having to bring back double the number of people. No, from while they're fighting.
Shut down.
SV really is knowing how to make advantage of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, having to bring 2 people per person to try and fight, it's... By no means am I saying the game is over. I mean, you could make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean,
That is the nice thing about League, is it can be anybody's game. A lot rougher of a 7,000 gold difference.
yeah, it's definitely, it's a rough comeback for U of M, but not impossible.
Oh, no.
It could be done. It'd be terrifying to watch personally, but At the same time, I'd have to be a little bit amazed and slightly impressed, as sad as it would be. Things are still looking very comfortable for SVSU, and we just, I mean, I've probably said it about 20 times at this point. If we just keep playing our same game and don't rush things, then it's pretty much, I'd say, in the bag. And I believe that, I mean, I believe in our SVSU team. We've been very effective at hopping from objective, been very effective with map awareness, very effective with capitalizing on openings.
See, they're all pushing as a team.
Exactly.
Nobody's out in the open.
And there's not one team member that's a good 5-10 feet ahead, because even something as small and as minimal as that can create a huge opening. And if you take out
Maokai ult, just going to keep people stunned. Get Cho'Gath out of the way.
taking out red turret, looks like Cho'Gath.
Ooh, Malphite ult. That was nice. I know for sure it was 3. I don't know if I counted 4.
I honestly think he got 4 of them.
I think so too.
Red team's
Inhibitor down.
destroyed.
So it's 2 inhibs. Regular inhib tower down. I mean,
Yeah, we kind of broke into their base from the back.
yes. Yep.
Seems to be more we came up bot lane,
There
and then
goes the Aphelios. I mean, that's the bulk of their damage
Yep.
there. Die.
main tower's open, and I mean anything can happen, but it's looking.
Yeah, I mean, there's half of inhib. Or Nexus.
Yeah, and that's game.
That's game.
And it looks like your SVSU blue takes over with a 2-0 victory.
Absolutely. Very good play on both teams' part.
Fuck. Stats. No stats. They don't like giving us stats. Well, that was quite the performance
Those
by
were very-
SVSU. It was a very dominant set of
Yes.
matches. I have to say I'm very impressed as a newcomer with the synergy of the team, and there was no one player that really decided those matches. I mean, granted, they were so far ahead in a lot of scenarios where there wasn't really an ability for one player to take a head over the rest, but it was very synergetic with the team gameplay, and I think that's really what gave them such a high lead.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there were moments that you could see other players shined better, but I think every player had that moment
Exactly.
where they did something that helped decide the game.
Exactly. You can definitely say that Bwin and Nums in that first match, he definitely going crazy, and Bwin with the Lux just
Oh, absolutely.
always effective. I mean, 100% win rate, you don't get that on accident.
No. And, you know, that is the thing, though. Teamwork makes the dream work.
100%.
I mean, they played as a team. They won as a team.
And it just goes to show in the scoreboard. I mean, not a single player could create a score that different. No, I don't remember what the kill diff was, but it was something about, like, I think 24-8. Very big kill diff.
It was bigger than that near the end because they just cleaned up.
Right, you're right.
Very strong game.
Yeah, very impressive on SVS side. I'm quite the match to be a debut. I'm blessed. I feel very impressed to be here. Well done, very well done.
That we have. It'll be Thursday, so we'll have our Overwatch. I believe they're starting at 7:30. We don't have an exact start time. Probably about 7:30.
And Rocket League, we have Friday evening. We actually have 6 matches that night, 2 for each of the teams. I believe they start at 7, 8, and 9.
We'll have Valorant on Monday. For time to shot on their game. Smash on Tuesday. Each three games should be 7:30, 8:30, 9. Yeah. No times to shut. Could change. And then we'll be back to Wednesday for League.
And with that, thank you all for tuning in to another lovely League of Legends stream on a beautiful Wednesday night. Hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week.